how to deal with pushy and manipulative people. I'm sure at some point of time in your life, or maybe now, you're dealing with some of them. So, listen carefully and watch this video on how to deal with manipulative people, pushy people. Let's understand the reason why people manipulate or push others. Well, most manipulative people have fragile egos. And while growing up, maybe they've never learned the idea of boundaries, of respecting each other's boundaries. Maybe they come from a social setup or a family where there are people who are either narcissistic or pushy or manipulative, coupled with some real people pleasers. So the combination of somebody manipulative and people pleaser kind of go well where they actually start pushing each other and somebody starts taking the abuse. Now, if a child grows in such an environment or such an office environment, somebody keeps building themselves up, well, that is where this manipulative behavior starts building up, because they notice, they observe that when a manipulative, pushy, narcissistic person keeps pushing it without hearing the other person, keeps pushing it now and then, even if the demands are very unreasonable, sometime the other person starts giving up. Maybe at some point of time, you also started giving up. Think about it. This is what gave the manipulative people their strength. So now, let's understand how to deal with it. It is important to understand that their egos are really fragile. So, simply saying no hurts them. They take this no as a wound on them and they kind of shake up. You might have observed, they can become angry, they can be backlash, they can say, hey, you're selfish, you're really, really bad person. I just wanted a small favor and yet you're not doing it. So remember, these manipulative, pushy people have very fragile ego. Second thing, very important for them, they don't have a sense of boundary. They do not know how to respect boundaries. They've never learned it that way. So it's a very childlike behavior. And third, most important, they have an inflated sense of entitlement. We deserve it no matter what. Now, these three things are classic features when you observe and be aware of manipulative people around you. Once you understand this, you will be able to recognize them from miles away. The minute they start talking to you, the minute you see that they are trying to be pushive, manipulative, they have an inflated sense of entitlement, there's an ego that's quite fragile, and they don't understand or respect other people's boundaries. You know you're dealing with a manipulative person there or a pushy person there. What to do? Well, let me share this 4-step method that I'm going to share with you right now. 4 basic steps. I know this can be tricky, but it is important. Much before dealing with a manipulative person, step into self-love. Your own self-love and self-esteem is going to help you a lot. When you love yourself, when you put yourself first, you know you're able to defend yourself. So start with self-love and self-esteem. It's really important for you. That's the first step. What is the second step? The second step is the ability to say no. Draw healthy boundaries. When somebody start pushing you or start manipulating you, and because manipulative people don't really understand the concept of no. Even if you ask them, hey, I want some time to think. Let me take a day or two to think, or let me take half an hour to think. They're not going to give you time. They're going to push you. So, draw healthy boundaries. Stay in your own space. Stay in your self-love, not fear. Stay in self-love and say, No, sorry, I can't do this, or I won't do this. Come from a space of love, not fear, and say, no, this is enough. That was the second step. Now, the third step, a little harder. Be ready for the negative input, the backlash from others. They would tell you that you're so selfish and you've cheated them and this and that and whatnot. They would push you. They're trying to put you into the guilt frame. They will create a frame of idealism and put you into the guilt frame. So beware of that. Do everything to avoid the guilt frame. Stay in love. Stay holding your own space, your own truth. This might be a longer phase. This can be tricky. And once you're able to hold your space, continually saying no to the advances of manipulative people and pushy people, then you can move to step 4, the fourth stage or the fourth step. What is it? If they keep pushing you, if they keep manipulating you, and they come from a inflated sense of entitlement, and they feel angry and sad in front of you, please just tell them, I understand you don't like it, what I'm saying. I understand this is not up to what you wanted, but there's nothing I can do about it. Hold your space. Hold your commitment to yourself. Hold your self-esteem. Manipulative people can also be harmful sometimes. So be ready to leave and move on, because you value your peace of mind much more than the company of manipulative people. Understand that yes, people can change, but also understand not at your cost. I think you love yourself a lot. So be careful of manipulative and pushy people. If you want, you can watch this video once again to understand these concepts. Also, it'll be a great idea to share it with people who really need it. And now, you know something about how to deal with manipulative people. This is your coach Ashish Sehgal. I would like to see you soon. Thank you so much.